Welcome back, YouTube. Today we've got another singles haul. Like I said, I have been focusing less on boxes, and I picked up a little bit of everything from here and there. So we're gonna do a deep dive and kind of look at everything, do a little bit of show and tell. Let's get these out of the way. So these are a very interesting story. So these are out of the Fabrica 5 project. This is the Friends of Habanos brand off the FOH forums. And what they did is they tried to recreate Cuban cigars using New World tobacco. And frankly, I think there's a ton of ego in this. You know, for example, this one is their Puro Desnudo Churchill. And in the description, it says, Lusitania meets Sir Winston. And if you know anything about Habanos, you know those are basically two of the most incredible Habanos cigars on the market. And they're basically the kings of the Habanos world. So there's a little bit ego there, but I still want to give them a fair shot. And so this one in particular, they noted that the tasting notes were sourdough, marshmallow, coffee, and milk chocolate, which instantly piqued my interest. I'm not a pepper fan, and something with natural sweetness has been hard to find. So I'm gonna let this one sit around, try it. I'll let you know how it goes. Like I said, that's the Churchill size of the Puro Desnudo, and this is the Cananazo size of the Puro Desnudo. And this one, they said, had notes of toasted tobacco and molasses, and hit the aged Cohiba Por Laranaga flavors. Again, a little bit of ego. We'll see if they can actually deliver here in a little bit. I'm gonna let them sit for a couple months and just kind of see what they're like. Give them the best chance possible. And if they're able to nail some of those Cuban notes, then these are affordable, you know, compared to Habanos. So I'm excited about those. We will see if they can deliver. And into our next one. All right, so these are, shoot, am I gonna remember what these are? The actual names of it? Let's pull one of these apart. There it is. So this is the Room 101 Namakubi. This is their limited edition from 2021. And these are extremely rare now. I think there's a couple more in stock at the place that sponsors the Cigars Unbanded show. So you guys can go check that out. But these, I don't know if it's just the purple packaging on it. I get a little grape flavor out of these. And so picked up a couple of these, stock up on, stoked to set those aside for a while. And then those of you who've seen some of my older videos know that I'm a huge fan of the Aganorsa Leaf Supreme Leaf line. These have a ton of butter, a ton of sweetness for me. Super smooth cigars that burn really, really well. And this is the, there we go, the Perfecto size, 5.5 by 52, which is the 2025 release of, I think, their 2023 limited edition line in this size. And the 2023 editions were by far the best so far. And so picked up a couple of the 2025s, see if they're even at all comparable. And excited to give those a go. Throw these back in here, stay a little organized. All right, I'm not even gonna pull this one out of the bag. This is an Ezra Zion. Don't even know which one it is because they don't actually have bands on their cigars. I'll go look it up when I actually try it though, so I know which one I'm smoking. Those of you that know, I'm a fan and a critic of Ezra Zion. The way that they market their cigars, here I'll throw a little blurb up. You know, they basically say they're from God, and you know, they're made from angel tears with 70-year aged tobacco. But you know, sometimes they hit, sometimes they miss. Most of the time they miss. So I'm just picking up singles of that here and there just to give them a go. Kind of be strategic about what we pull next. All right. Next we have a La Palina 7x40. I think this is a patina. That's not a Paulina, that's a patina. Yeah, Sal wouldn't let me forget that one. I think this was another free stick they threw in, so I know nothing about it. Here we have an Opus X. This is the Forbidden 13. I'm not sure what size this is. I can look it up for you guys. I generally don't love these as much as like the Destino Siglo line, the Angel Share line, the Core line, the Heaven and Earth line, but got a good deal on this one, so I'll be interested to see if the Forbidden line has gotten any better over the last year. And lastly, we have a Wildfire Cigar, the Intro. This is my favorite from that line. They've come out with, I think, 5 or 6 cigars at this point, and most of them are good. They're kind of a smaller brand. I liked it, so I'm going to throw another one of these in the humidor for future me. Alright, got a couple of Ezra Zions. Let's see, this is their, I think the Cashmere maybe? It's very dark for an Ezra Zion. There's another Ezra Zion. Or a Nomad. Ezra Zion and Nomads are basically the same thing. But one of my biggest critiques about Ezra Zion is the bands on these. I mean, what cigar is that? I know I ordered it, but I don't know what it is. This, I think, oh, this is the new Stolen Throne 919 line they came out with. So we'll give that one a go. Another one of those Cashmeres. And then a couple of the Ezra Zion chocolate rolls. These are supposed to be packed with chocolate flavor. Got a couple of those. These go quick when they come out on the market. I think there's quite a bit of marketing hype behind it, but who knows, we'll give it a go. And then kind of a funky brand. So this is Punch. They're obviously the New World Punch, not the Habanos Punch. And they come out with a lot of, you know, for lack of a better term, gimmicks. They're the ones that have like the bottle rockets, the home movies. This one is, I forget the actual name on it. Let's see if the sticker on there says. No. But this is like their ones that's packaged as a hot dog. I'll throw a picture up there of it. But you can smoke this thing from either end. So it's got a cap on both ends. And obviously you got to cut both of them to get any draw through it. But it's supposed to have different tobaccos at either end, giving you a different experience depending on how you smoke it. So I got 2 of those I'm going to give a go. I love that they're experimenting with cigars. You know, some cigar makers have a bit of an ego that they're not willing to try stuff like this. But in my experience, a lot of the kind of gimmicky stuff like this doesn't really hit. And so we will see. All right, I'm going to take a minute, throw these back in the bag, get them out of my way. All right, we have a 10-pack of the new-ish Tatuaje. These are the pork tenderloins. So these are supposedly modeled after the original pork tenderloin release, having the same filler and binder. The Loma de Cerdo they came out with, I think, a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, was excellent. It had that meaty kind of punch that, frankly, you see in a lot of the Dunbarton sticks. And so this was a fun release from Tatuaje. I've tried one of these. It has that same kind of meaty punch, but I tried it fresh off the truck. So we're going to let these sit aside. I'm kind of stoked to get my hands on these because Tatuaje used to be one of my favorite brands getting into it, but some of their sticks are kind of soapy for me. They got a soapy note, but these ones don't have that. So I'm stoked to be getting back into Tatuaje a bit. And then last but not least, I found kind of a bizarre brand. So Quesada, I haven't had a lot of their stuff, but one of the vendors I buy from recently had their event-only cigars pop up. And I forget what size these are. These are the Oktoberfest 2023 Solomon box press. And I'm going to tear into one of these and show you what they actually look like. So, I mean, look at this thing. Get these out of the way so you can actually see it. So it's box press in the middle, and then both ends flare out almost like a dog bone. And very thick pack on this. Look at that, just kind of a weird funky cigar. Got a little bit of tooth on it. Now I have had one of these. I've got it in a 10 pack, and I'm anticipating to have to use a perfect draw on this section for every single cigar. It is just so hard in there where they put that cap on. The first one I tried, it was just okay. I'd give it maybe a 6.5 out of 10. The flavors were there. It was okay. But I mean, this is just a fun conversation stick. You walk into a lounge with this bad boy, people are gonna talk. It almost looks like they rolled it round, almost in like a perfecto shape, and then just did a bit of a box press in the center. And so I'm always on the lookout for something fun, something unique, and this definitely fit the bill. So I'm stoked for that. And it looks like that is it for this round. Thank you for stopping by. If you like this kind of stuff, be sure to subscribe, and we will see you guys for the next one. Bye.